Hello and welcome to Pro Luxury Exhibitions. There are not a lot of musicians who have their entire career set up for them from a young age, but Taylor Swift is by far one of the few with this unique advantage. With the amazing success that this artist has now attained in her life, she does not hesitate to live at the utmost level of luxury possible. With her massive net worth, you can be sure that she can afford all the luxuries of life. Be sure to stick around till the end of this video to find out the most shocking things that Taylor Swift likes to spend her money on. Just before we jump in, if you are new to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell that pops up to turn on post notifications so you never miss a video. Taylor Swift was born in 1989 in West Reading, Pennsylvania. Taylor Swift got a pretty good start to life and her career as she was already registered for vocal and acting lessons at the age of 9. After taking a liking to music from Shania Twain and Faith Hill, Taylor Swift decided to make a total shift to country music. Taylor Swift was just 11 years old when she sang the song The Star-Spangled Banner, just before a Philadelphia 76ers basketball game. By the time Taylor was 12 years old, she started learning to play the guitar and write songs, thanks to a computer repairman named Ronnie Kramer. This led her to write her very first ever song, Lucky You. With the exposure that Taylor started getting, her parents decided to sell their farm in Pennsylvania and move to Hendersonville, Tennessee. Taylor Swift would have an easier time connecting with Nashville-based country music labels. While she was still in school, Taylor Swift would spend 2 hours every Tuesday after school working on her songwriting skills with an already established songwriter, Liz Rose. Music was everything for Taylor Swift, as she had to graduate high school 1 year earlier just to make more time for touring and performance schedules. Taylor Swift became the youngest artist ever signed to the Sony ATV publishing house. For a young girl, her ambitions were already highly set, so she decided to leave the group at age 14. Taylor Swift was aiming at releasing her first album that captured these early stages of her life while she was still going through this phase. 2 years after she left the publishing house, Taylor Swift was picked up by Scott Borchetta at a showcase in Nashville. Fortunately for Taylor, Scott Borchetta was putting together his own independent record label, Big Machine Records, and Taylor Swift became one of the first signees. Her father also purchased a 3% stake in the company as a show of support. As soon as the fine print was sorted, Taylor Swift became more active in her music career. She began putting her debut album together, got the label to bring on Nathan Chapman to produce her songs, and finally released her first single, Tim McGraw, at the age of 16. In the same year, Taylor released her very first album named after her. The album immediately made it to the US Billboard 200, where it peaked at number 5. If you're one for fun facts, then one you'll love to hear is that Taylor Swift's first album was in the top 5 of the US Billboard 200 for 275 weeks straight. Between 2006 and 2008, Taylor Swift spent most of her time promoting her album, but also releasing multiple singles and her first 2 EPs titled The Taylor Swift Holiday Collection and Beautiful Eyes. Everything that Taylor Swift released within the first few years of her official career made it onto the Billboard Hot Country Songs chart and also won awards. In 2007, Taylor Swift became the youngest person to ever receive the BMI Songwriter of the Year award. She also received awards from the CMAs, ACMs, and AMAs. As if all these were not enough, she also got a nomination for Best New Artist at the 50th Grammy Awards. As anyone could literally predict at this point, Taylor Swift's career was all the way up from this point. In 2008, she released her second album titled Fearless, and other hit singles that dominated charts all over the world. Her Fearless album hit the ground running at number 1 on the Billboard 200 and was the highest-selling album in the US in 2009. Taylor Swift eventually went on her very first headlining concert tour for this album and made more than $63 million. She also went ahead to publish a documentary showing the ins and outs of the tour that was aired on television and released on DVD. Through the 2010s, Taylor Swift maintained a chokehold on the music scene with more and more albums and singles that topped charts, won awards, and even broke records. One very significant move that is worth mentioning happened in 2014 when Taylor moved to New York City to prepare and release her 5th studio album. The album, titled 1989, was Taylor's goodbye to her country music style. The album drew most of its sound and style from the famous synth-pop music of the 1980s, and was also marketed as Swift's first documented official pop album. Within its first week of release in 2014, this album sold 1.28 million copies in the US alone, and of course debuted at the very top of the Billboard 200 chart. The album also crossed the US borders as 3 singles from the album got to number 1 in the US, Australia, and Canada. By 2015, Taylor Swift was on tour for this album between May and December. This tour was so successful that it became the highest-grossing tour of the year, making a total revenue of about $250 million. As for awards, Taylor Swift could fill an entire room and still need more space. From 2014's Billboard's Woman of the Year to Grammy's Album of the Year in 2016, amongst 3 other Grammys. And to fate, Taylor Swift's music has consistently left a mark on fans and critics every time she makes a release. With all the success and accolades that Taylor Swift has achieved, it is not a surprise that all of this comes with an insane amount of wealth, and that is exactly what Taylor Swift has. Taylor Swift's net worth is estimated to be around $365 million. This is an estimate reached by taking into account her music, merch sales, and endorsements. So what does Taylor Swift like to spend her millions on? Taylor Swift, like most wealthy people, is a huge real estate spender. The pop star is said to have 8 properties scattered across 4 states in the U.S. These properties are rumored to be worth nothing less than $84 million in total. Taylor Swift also does a lot of spending on charity. She gives hundreds of thousands of dollars in donations to different organizations and foundations. One unusual expenditure that Taylor Swift is known for, however, is animals. Cats, to be precise. Taylor Swift is known for buying and caring for some of the most expensive breeds of cat in the world. And when she spends thousands of dollars on these felines, she does not hesitate to spend even more to ensure that they too receive luxurious treatment. From caregivers to toys to carrying bags and many more, it is safe to say that Taylor Swift's cats get spoiled. Being someone who moves around a lot, Taylor Swift also puts a lot of money into her transport. In fact, Taylor Swift loves cars. Taylor owns a Porsche 911 worth about $100,000, a Mercedes-Benz Viano, which is more than double the cost of the Porsche, and an Audi R8 that cost about $180,000. But it does not end there. Taylor Swift loves to travel for very expensive vacations and to do so in style. She got herself a Dassault Falcon jet to make things even more interesting. Taylor Swift got herself 2 of these jets. A single Dassault Falcon jet costs between $40 and $45 million. Crazy, isn't it? Well, what if we told you this is not the most mind-blowing expensive expense on Taylor Swift's list? Taylor Swift has insurance. It might sound like a normal statement, but that isn't all. Taylor Swift has insurance for her legs. Now take a quick guess at how much you think insurance for Taylor Swift's legs will cost. Will help. Taylor Swift paid $40 million to insure her legs. Now, those have to be the most expensive pair of legs in the world. What are your thoughts on Taylor Swift's luxury lifestyle? Leave your comments below on what you would do with a net worth of $365 million. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and turn on post notifications for more interesting videos on your favorite celebrities, and we'll see you on the next one.